Back in 2018, Duane Henry left NCIS after playing the character of Clayton Reeves for over 2 years. This departure was abrupt, shocking, and outright confusing. But why? Why was Clayton written off the show? Was it because of the natural progression of the storyline, or was it because something was up with Duane Henry? In this video, we'll be taking a look at the real reason why Duane left NCIS, and some of the effects it might have had on the show overall. First, why did Duane Henry leave? Duane Henry officially joined the main cast of NCIS in 2016, playing an MI6 agent named Clayton Reeves. He was an instant fan favorite, with his British accent, quirks, and personality radiating through the screen. Scenes 14 and 15 heavily featured Clayton as one of the most prominent characters of the show, but towards the end of season 15, a shocking twist happened. The character of Clayton was killed off, a move that was massively unpopular with the show's fans. After all, for the first time in such a long time, a new character was insanely popular, so why kill him off? Well, it actually has something to do with the man who created the character of Clayton in the first place, Gary Glassberg. He was the showrunner of NCIS 2009, but he unexpectedly passed away in 2016. Around the same time, Clayton was revealed to the public. Gary had a lot of plans for Duane, but most of those ideas were unfortunately not written down. With Gary gone, the show's new writers had no idea what to do with Clayton, and in order to not tarnish Gary's creation, they decided it would be a better idea to end the character altogether. Of course, not everyone was pleased with this decision, but overall, Duane's character went on to have a heroic ending fitting for a character as widely loved as him. Next, how did Duane Henry feel about leaving NCIS? Even though fans were understandably bummed about one of the best characters on NCIS leaving after just 2 seasons, the actor that actually played that role had different views. In a December 2021 interview with Parade, Duane Henry reflected on his role in NCIS, how it affected him, and what he feels about his departure. If you need a reminder, Clayton died on NCIS after taking a bullet for his lover Abby, a character who was arguably even more loved than Clayton. This heroic exit disappointed many, but it also made him a lot of fans. As far as Duane Henry is concerned, he feels there couldn't have possibly been a better exit for his character. He said he feels there could be no better way for him to leave the show. He's also happy that the character saved the life of Polly Perrette's character, Abby. Duane mentioned that he is extremely close with Polly, and he still stays in contact with her despite their busy schedules. So it seems like Duane doesn't really mind being written out of the show. Besides, he has done really good for himself since he left the show. So what has Duane done since then? Duane's incredible acting skills have gotten him a few gigs since he left NCIS. Of course, some of these aren't at the same level, but it's important to note that only a few years have passed since then, and he's still in demand in Hollywood. His first gig after NCIS was the official Hallmark Christmas movie of 2018 called A Gingerbread Romance. He starred in the film alongside Tia Mowry, and it was a moderate success. Following this, he had an appearance in one of the biggest blockbusters of 2019, Captain Marvel. He had a small role in the film, but it's certainly a big name to have on your resume. After that, in 2021, he played the lead character in a Lifetime Christmas movie called Mistletoe in Montana. At this point, it's not clear what he has lined up for him in the future, but it's surely going to be good. It's important to note that Duane isn't the only major cast member to have left NCIS, so now let's take a look at a few other major NCIS cast members, why they left the show, and what they're up to now. First, let's take a look at Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon needs no introduction at all to any NCIS fan. He played the lead character Leroy Jethro Gibbs since the beginning of the show back in 2003. He was one of the most beloved characters on television, and to many, NCIS was synonymous with Mark Harmon. However, in 2021, Harmon made a personal decision to leave the show altogether. Harmon, who was 70, felt like he needed more time to be with his family and didn't really have the energy anymore to film NCIS and the New Orleans spin-off. Because of this, he eventually asked the writers to have his character written off from the show. Since Harmon left, the show had replaced him with another character, and even though there was a slight drop in ratings, it's still doing pretty good for itself. Harmon, on the other hand, seems to have retired from acting. He hasn't outright said it yet, but at 70 years old and with a net worth of over $100 million, we doubt he will ever need to work another day for the rest of his life. Aside from Mark, there are a few other characters that made their departure as well. Up next, let's see what Abby is up to these days. Polly Perrette played the role of Abby for 15 years, from the beginning of the show up until 2018. During the final season, she was the love interest of Clayton Reeves, the character that was played by Duane Henry. Abby was also one of the characters that the show couldn't live without. Shortly after the death of Clayton in the show, Abby's character also abruptly left due to the trauma of the assassination attempt on her life, along with the fact that she wanted to start a charity in Clayton's name. Even though this made sense, a lot of fans felt that this was highly abrupt for a much-loved character that has given her all to the show. Of course, the real reason behind her departure wasn't storyline, but backstage drama. Apparently, according to reports by Hello Magazine, Polly Perrette and Mark Harmon did not get along well. The problems between the co-stars started back in 2016 when Harmon brought his dog to the set, who proceeded to bite a crew member, requiring him to get stitches. Since then, the two constantly bickered backstage, and it got to the point where it was getting hard to film the show. Abby and Agent Gibbs didn't even share the screen in her final episode. After leaving the show, Polly constantly sent out vague tweets referring to the problems between her and Mark, although she never outright named Mark. She also starred in a CBS sitcom called Broke, which lasted one season before it was canceled. Next, what's Caitlin from seasons 1 and 2 up to now? Caitlin is a character that you might remember if you watched NCIS from the very beginning. Played by Sasha Alexander, she was pushed by the show's writers as the female equivalent to Mark Harmon, a character that the show would be built around. When she signed her contract with the show, it was meant to last for a total of 6 seasons. However, during the season 2 finale, Caitlin was shockingly assassinated. She was one of the show's first main character losses, and she set the standard for shocking deaths on network TV. However, why did she leave so soon if her character was meant to last 6 seasons? Well, the show's writers didn't have much of a choice. Sasha Alexander, the actress behind the character, did not enjoy the long working hours when it came to NCIS. According to reports, she asked the writers to kill off her character so she would have more free time. Even though Sasha never confirmed these reports, she says that she doesn't regret leaving, although she enjoyed playing the character for the most part. Since then, she has appeared in numerous movies and TV shows like Mission Impossible 3, Dangerous Lies, Rizzolo and Isles, Shameless, and Deathstroke Knights and Dragons. She has also worked as a director, even directing episodes for some massive shows such as You. And finally, what's Tony up to now? Anthony Tony Donozzo was the longest tenured main character of NCIS to have left when his character was written off in 2016. According to the storyline, Tony left the organization after his former partner, Ziva David, died in a mortar attack in Israel. In reality, the actor behind Tony, Michael Weatherly, felt that he had nothing to offer to the show after the on-screen chemistry between him and Ziva was over. He felt that if he continued, his character would slowly fade into irrelevance and it would just leave a bad impression for his fans to remember him by. Because of this, Michael Weatherly asked NCIS writers to write him off the show. He also had a lot of other shows lined up, such as Bull, where he played the main character, so he was too busy to play the character anyways. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think NCIS is gonna stick around for long? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.